If you're a beginner guitarist or if you're a longtime guitarist, and we all just want a new guitar, right? New guitar day is the best day. Or you want a backup, just something else to add to your collection, but you're on a budget because everybody's budget minded these days and you're looking for a guitar that's fantastic, under 300 bucks. Well, this one from Donner, the DST-550, is currently $260.99 on Amazon. Yeah, that's right. Welcome back, I'm Tony, and yeah, as you can see, I'm still kind of messing with the placement of lights and cameras in my new studio. Yeah, I've redone the studio. I think it's fantastic. I got all kinds of freedom now. I can walk around, do whatever I want to do, and I have plenty of room to produce and make music too, so that's really got me stoked. Maybe you want to get it all complete, then we'll do a little tour, but yeah, this guitar is fantastic. This is the Donner DST-550. This is their latest guitar, and you know, I review a lot of budget or bargain guitars. They just cost less and are manufactured in China, but this thing, they did not skimp at all on this guitar. This is a really nice quality guitar. I've had it for about 2 weeks, did barely any setup on it. Let's go ahead and go through some of the specs then. All right, as far as the neck goes, we got 22 medium frets. These are not jumbo frets. They're a little on the smaller side than what I typically like, but I have no problems playing it, and it just plays super nice. This is what they call a carbonized neck. It's Canadian maple, so it's basically a roasted maple neck. I'd say as far as the neck profile goes, it's pretty similar to a Stratocaster, but this is not a Strat copy. While it might resemble a Strat, this is more of, you know, it's inspired by the Strat, that type of thing. There are so many things on this that even a Stratocaster doesn't have, at least out of the box, right? And again, I want to remind you that this is under 300 bucks right now, currently 260 bucks on Amazon. We have rolled edges on the fingerboard. I like the inlays on here. They're dot inlays, but they're offset, and that looks cool. And they're right at the top. I can see everything. The neck on this guitar is one of my joys with it, and this headstock, it looks good. The Verasonic logo that's on here, it's a little large, but that's okay. I'm pretty sure that that's a plastic nut, but this is the thing that's really nice. So let me show you this first. The little bag that came with it does come with a manual, which, you know, look, it's a manual for a guitar. Do we really need those? But if you were just getting started, this thing actually has, I mean, it's got all the breakdown of the parts of the guitar. And then as we go through here, tells you how to string the guitar. But this is pretty cool. I know when I was first learning how to adjust a truss rod, I kept having to look it up online, but it's right there. They tell you exactly what to do to adjust that. They even tell you about your bridge and how to adjust that. They even tell you how to tune. I mean, you know, but the whole thing about adjusting a truss rod is what I really dig. Okay, so we don't have a plate up here at the top. There is no nut there. Yeah, it's down here at the heel, and that is one of my favorite things. And then it came with this little thing right here. Of course, it came with a couple of Allen wrenches to adjust your bridge as well. But this, hold on, see, it's got that little trim tip on there. Yeah, I knew what it was right away because I've got other guitars that have this. It's a wheel at the heel, and you just stick it in like that, and you can adjust your truss rod like that. Very, very nice. Going down from the neck, the pickups on this, we have HSS, so humbucker, single, single. And there's a 5-way switch on here, right? So between that and that, you already got a bunch of different tonal options, but then you've got this switch right here. That little switch is a coil split. So if you have it back, it's split, and you're only gonna get one of the coils in the humbucker. If you have it in the other position, then you're gonna get a full humbucker, and that's even more tonal options. I mean, with this guitar, you can play everything from country to blues to heavy metal to jazz. So, I mean, it's got so many options. The pickups are actually Donner pickups, and they're called Thunder Forge, and they're pretty hot. I mean, they're high output, so if you want to play metal, you can play metal with these things. It does really well. The pickguard on here is actually really nice. I like the shape of it. It's not exactly like a Strat, so in other words, this is not trying to be a Stratocaster copy. In fact, the pickguard, the pickups, and the knobs, it's kind of hard to tell. It probably looks really bright white there, but in person, they look a little bit more antique, or a little bit more, it's not relic, but it looks antique-y, so it looks nice. Taking a look at the tremolo, that is a 2-point floating trem, and I've got just a perfect float on that. I don't know if you can see, but it's straight to those posts and flat, so that's really nice. I did have to adjust that. And you'll notice that it does have a nice fat block on that tremolo. Often with these lower cost guitars, they just put a little thin block on there, and with this thicker block, it's really very nice. It, you know, I mean, you've got flexibility either way. So yeah, it's very good. Now, it did have 3 springs on it. When I got it, I took one of the springs off. That was part of my setup with the spring. Maybe my strings were lighter. I've got clear tone on here, and these are the lightest gauge they have. They're 9-42s. So it was just a little bit of adjustment, and I did adjust those posts that it floats on to get the action exactly where I wanted it. But the action out of the box was very good. If I were a beginner and I got this guitar, I could start right away and I'd be very, very happy. So that's cool. Now, speaking of the tremolo, this is not your dive bomby tremolo. I mean, you can get pretty low with it, you know, but the problem is it doesn't have a locking nut on here. So that does, you know, dive bombs, you might go out of tune if you're doing that. But if you're doing some mellow stuff, you know, some surf or just some accent to the playing that you're doing, great. You're not going to be doing flutters and all that kind of stuff with it, but it's a very good tremolo. And I got to say, typically on these guitars, they come with pretty crappy saddles. These are really nice. They seem to be stainless steel saddles. And they even had the radius correct on this as far as your saddles go. So it made intonating this thing really easy. In fact, there were only 2 strings that were out of intonation. I'm telling you, they did a good job of setup on this thing. So for me, setup was just new strings, Big Ben's nut sauce, lowered these 2 posts just a tiny bit and adjusted 2 of the strings, you know, 2 of the saddles. And then I leveled that off and called it a day. This thing is great out of the box, even if you don't do all that stuff. The body of this is a premium aged poplar, which again, under 300 bucks. Man, that's nice. I think I mentioned this, but the neck profile on this is pretty much like a Stratocaster. It's not as thin as some of my other guitars, but man, it is comfortable. And I love the finish on here. It's got that matte finish, so it's just, oh, that's nice. Did I forget to talk about these tuners? Well, these tuners are 18-to-1 ratio tuners. Makes it really easy to just right into your tune. And then of course it does have locking tuners on here. These are actually really nice tuners. And the beauty of locking tuners is that you don't have to wrap so many times around your post. And if you're using a tremolo, especially if it doesn't lock up here, then every time you use that, you're letting slack into your strings and it can go out of tune. So that's one aspect of it. With the locking tuner, you just put your string through the hole, lock it down, twist it a couple times and snip it off. So it's locked in there without having to be twisted around the post. That means that when you use your tremolo, it's not slackening. It's just, you know, I think you get the point with that. Oh yeah, and this tremolo bar, this is a push-in tremolo. I've got it actually set with the little set screw that's right there, but it's a push-in tremolo bar, and it's nice because when you have a screw in one, you tighten it all the way up, and then it's like this, and it's tight. You're like, ah, dang, all right, now I gotta loosen it. And then you're down here, and it doesn't stay. Now this is just loose right here because that's the way I wanted it. If I tighten that up, I can put it in any position that I want. All right, let me take this off. By the way, I'm using the Rocklocks strap locks here. These are fantastic because they just go on any strap, and you don't have to modify your guitar. Boom, it goes on just like that. And it's super secure. You squeeze these little tabs and take it off. I do have a video here on my channel if you want to check that out. Taking a look at the back of the guitar, I do have the plate on there right now, but it has the holes in there so you can get right to your screws to adjust the claw, which is nice. And then, of course, you can put your strings in there and that big block in the back. This guitar has such a nice finish, and a lot of people said, oh, I don't know if I like the blue. Maybe it's because they didn't see it in person, but this is ice blue. It's got sparkle in it, and the fit and finish on this is great. There's a couple little spots up here that are a little, you know, paint was but nobody's looking at the back of it. But yeah, the white one looks really good with that gold pickguard, and there's a black one as well. Personally, I really like this blue. All right, so continuing to look at the back, we've got this nice route in here and no plate. Okay, so we've got 4 bolts on there holding that, and that looks more like the high-end guitars that I have, like my Kiesels are like that. You've got cuts here and there, so I mean, if you need to get access to those high frets, you can get in there and get to those high frets no problem whatsoever, so that is nice. All right, well, let's see how she sounds. All right, we're gonna start with the 5-position switch all the way down. That means we're on the humbucker, and we're gonna start with that switch back, so we'll see how that sounds. Then we're going to switch it, and we'll try that with distortion as well in a minute. And you can really tell when that pickup, you know, when it's a full humbucker. All right, so then we're going to go to the next position, which is the humbucker in the middle. Okay, and then the next position, just trying to clean first. Next position, now we've got these 2 pickups, the middle and the neck. And then we're gonna go to the top position, which is just the neck pickup. For reference, this is the Angle Fireball 25 that I'm playing this on, and it's in the clean channel right now. But you know what? We're gonna do that, and we're gonna go ahead and let's turn the gain on this here. Yeah, it sounds really good. And like I said, the guitar is really easy to play. Really enjoy playing it. All right, so we're all the way on the bridge pickup, which is the humbucker, just to hear the difference in the tones on that. Definitely fills out a lot more when it's up like that. You know, everything that I throw at this thing, it sounds great, it plays great. I have no complaints whatsoever. Go to that pickup. Go all the way up here to that. All right, let's play with the tremolo just a little bit here. Like I said, if you're going to be doing dive bombs, gonna make a liar out of me. So I did a dive bomb and it didn't go out of tune. Man, listen, I dig it. Oh man, well I almost forgot to show you the gig bag that you get with it. I mean, you know, it's a standard gig bag. It's nothing too special, but at least you got a little bag with some padding and something to put your guitar in when you aren't playing it, if you don't have racks and stuff all around. But yeah, a little pocket in there and everything. So yeah, lots of options and versatility with sounds on this. It is a really good guitar. I mean, I'm shocked that it's under 300 bucks, but it's their latest from Donner. It's called the DST-550. And right now, currently on Amazon, only 260 bucks or $261. But they do have their own website, Donner, if you want to check their site out. They've got a ton of different instruments, guitars, they've got electric drum kits, they've got pianos and all that. It's a really good company, and I stopped by their booth at NAMM and played a bunch of their stuff and was like, dang, I'm pretty impressed. So yeah, I'll put a link down in the description to their website and to the Amazon listing. I think Amazon, you're usually going to find more coupons and stuff on there, so check them both out if you like. The Amazon link that I'm going to put down there, I was invited to be in their marketplace or whatever you call it, so it will lead you to my Amazon store. It doesn't cost you anything extra, and I do make a small commission off that, which helps to support this channel. As you can see, it is not inexpensive to run these channels, so I really appreciate your support. That is the Donner DST-550, and I want to thank you so much for your support here on the channel. Likes, comments, shares, subscriptions are always very important to my channel, so if you like what you see, make sure you hit that like button, and if you haven't subscribed yet, there is a red subscribe button down there and notification bell. If you click both of those, you'll get notifications when I upload new videos. And I just ask, any kind of comment, just leave a comment down there, even if you're giving me a hard time. Leave a comment down there. It really helps with the algorithm. All channels need that help, so if you like what you're seeing here on the channel, leave some comments and do all the rest of that stuff. I really appreciate you. Well, have yourselves a great weekend. Stay safe, make sure you play guitar, and we'll catch you next time on the Vapor Trail channel.